Drama and hands thrown at Monday night races. Which Outlaw teams are or aren't going to Eagle tonight? Plus, Hoosier's tire testing tactics spur controversy in Pennsylvania. Let's go. It's Tuesday, June 11th. I'm Justin Friedler. This is Dirt Tracker Daily presented by Kubota Genuine Parts. Did you know that Kubota Genuine Parts are designed and manufactured specifically for Kubota equipment to ensure optimal performance, durability, and compatibility? They are key to safeguarding your investment in every ride, harvest, and task. Whether it's putting food on the table or shaping your property to perfection, trust Kubota Genuine Parts to keep you moving forward with confidence and peace of mind. Elevate your Kubota experience and protect what matters most, because when it comes to reliability and performance, only Kubota Genuine Parts will do. You can find the full line of Kubota parts, Kubota Genuine Parts available at your local dealer. They also have knowledgeable staff on hand to help answer your questions. They'll help you find the perfect fit and perform expert service. Find your local Kubota dealer in the My Kubota app or visit KubotaUSA.com. So the way the racing went on Monday in a few different places, you would have thought it was a damn full moon yesterday. We'll start first with the XR Super Series at Kokomo for $15,000 to win. I was pretty surprised this one only drew 18 cars, especially with so many dirt late models competing over the weekend at Eldora. That wasn't that far away. This Monday Kokomo race for XR drew 42 last season, with the obvious big difference here being that one was $100,000 to win. This one was $15,000 to win. Even with the reduction, though, in prize money, I still expected at least a full field. The guys that were there, though, were quality teams, and they put on a wild show. Plenty of big names: Bobby Pierce, Devin Moran, Hudson O'Neal, Ricky Thornton Jr., a lot of guys. Devin Moran nipped Ryan Gustin and Bobby Pierce at the line for the victory, and there was plenty of drama along the way. Bobby Pierce was sent to the tail at the start for showing up late to staging. He said afterwards that he couldn't hear the horn where he was parked in the pits and called the whole thing, quote, kind of bullshit, and said that series promoter Barry Braun had to make it interesting somehow. There was also contact late between Moran and Hudson O'Neal when Moran threw a slider in 1 and 2 at the 71 that never cleared. Moran somehow didn't spin out with the 71 basically jammed up in his tail tank, but O'Neal, after the race, none too pleased. He made contact with the 99 after the race near the scales and was DQ'd. The Dirt on Dirt race report also said that O'Neal's car struck an official. The quote from Moran was, "He'll get over it, and we won, he didn't." We'll see if this bad blood between O'Neal and Moran bleeds into the Lucas weekend coming up. I feel like we've got a bunch of guys right now who have problems with each other, and lots of these incidents keep happening. There's definitely not much give and take out there right now at the moment. In Ohio at Wayne County, heat races got feisty. We saw hands get thrown in the aftermath of one of the crashes in those pretty wild heat races. Skylar G was heated after a crash in Heat 2, and he took a swipe at Casey Jedrzejek. I don't know how to pronounce his name. I apologize for butchering that. There was also a crew guy involved there as well. G was parked for the remainder of the night, and I am not aware of any further penalties for the crew guy who came out on the track to also do some pushing and shoving. Jordan Ryan took the victory, topping Zane DeVault and Travis Philo. Win number 2 on the season for him. We'll see how the points shake out, but Cap Henry had a tough night. He got caught up in one of those heat race incidents and then finished the night down in 17th. Ohio Sprint Speedweek continues tonight at Hilltop Speedway. Also happening tonight is the $55,000 to win Kubota High Limit Show at Eagle in Nebraska. Another midweek championship race, big money on the line, and several World of Outlaws teams inbound to try and steal some cash. This one was a favorite a year ago, and we'll see if it can live up to the hype yet again. 40 cars on the pre-entry list with 4 Outlaw drivers confirmed to be coming tonight. They are Gio Scelzi, Carson Macedo, Buddy Kofoid, and Logan Schuchart. Earlier this week, High Limit announcer Chase Rodman also had Sheldon Hodenshield and David Gravel as possible entries, but they are not on this list. And Jeremy Elliott reported this morning that Gravel is a no-go. The big game, too, apparently they have some hurt equipment that they're trying to tend to this week. Gravel already used 1 Outlaw free before the Weikert at Port Royal, so the assumption going forward is that they will use 2 more for the Eldora nights during Kings Royal weekend, and then likely Lernerville in September. We'll see if there end up being any other Outlaw surprise entries tonight. The rest of that entry list includes the High Limit full-timers, plus Kyle Larson, Brian Brown, Anthony Macri, Aaron Reitzel, and several Midwest-based teams. Brad Sweet currently leads Tyler Courtney by 65 in the year-long championship, and then Sunshine is up on Sweet by 39 for the midweek title. Should be a good one to check out tonight. Elsewhere, you've got Eastern Storm getting started for the USAC Sprint Cars. They open at Grandview tonight with several more nights to come. Logan Seavey still in front of that championship battle with Kevin Thomas Jr. and CJ Leary in tow. And the ASCS Sprint Cars are headed to Texarkana 67 Speedway tonight. Seth Bergman leads Jason Martin and Andrew Deal there through 4 races. Bergman 2 wins. Sam Haverteep has a win, as does Terry Easom. Speedweek for the ASCS continues Thursday at Creek County, plus weekend stops at Arrowhead and Tri-State. Finally today, Appalachian Mountain Speed Week continues tonight at Path Valley. Greg Satterley in control so far with 2 wins in 3 races. Including tonight, though, still 5 races to go for the Super Late Model Speed Week. A lot can still happen here. This Speed Week, though, has not been without controversy through the first 3 events. We spotlighted this series on The Daily Show this year because of their experiment painting tires so that fans can recognize tire compounds, and they're doing that between the Hoosiers and the American racers that the Speed Week is allowing. Color coding tires, similar to what we see in modern day Formula One, and this topic of fans knowing tire compounds is something that's also come up with the dirt racing streamers. Both Flow and Dirt Vision have taken the opportunity this year to share this, compound information for Lucas and World of Outlaws events through on-screen graphics plus announcer commentary. This is something we've talked about on the show. But tires with Appalachian Mountain Speed Week have come under scrutiny for another reason. In this week's issue of Area Auto Racing News, Len Salmons has a story about Hoosier quietly inserting some test tires into the proceedings this week. Salmons said his sources indicated that Satterley, Drake Troutman, and Matt Cosner were all given right rear tires that were the right compound allowed by the Speed Week, but a different construction. At the drivers' meeting at Port Royal, Series Director Jim Bernheisel announced that the tires would be allowed for the night's action at Port, but for Hagerstown and going forward on Sunday, the tires would be outlawed. Because these test tires were not available for all competitors, Bernheisel didn't want anyone using them, and it's hard to blame him for that sentiment. Saturday won that Hagerstown show on Sunday on the correct Hoosiers. Just want to make that a point. Bernheisel made it clear to Salmons that he was not happy with Hoosiers' tactics and wasn't sure if the testing was happening because the tire maker thought nobody would notice, or if they wanted this side-by-side comparison with the American racers that are also allowed. Certainly feels like maybe it was a little bit of both here. While not specifically outlawed in the Speed Week rules, testing tire construction like this is not a good look for Hoosier in my own opinion. There were definitely much better ways to go about this, especially for a brand that pretty regularly takes a beating from the fans and the competitors. This just adds fuel to that fire. You hear rumblings from time to time about certain teams getting tires to test, but I don't know that I remember seeing it confirmed in a public way like this before. You can read Salmon's piece in the entire issue of this week's Area Auto Racing News over at aarn.com. All right, we'll call it good there for today. Streaming schedule, analytics, much more can be found over at DIRTRACKR.com. Make sure to add it to your daily internet stops. Hope you guys have a great Tuesday out there. We'll see you right back here tomorrow.